Adrian, cold open question of the day. Do you stand up for the national anthem when watching a sporting event on TV?
No.
What?
Like at home?
At home, when you're watching a sporting event, the Super Bowl's on, or WrestleMania, and they're doing the national anthem, you don't stand up for the national anthem.
I'm trying to think. I don't know if I do.
Why? How do you not know? Do you take your hat off and put it over your heart like you should?
I think sometimes like there's other things going on that I don't even realize that the national anthem's, it's that time. Clarifying the answer. If I'm aware that it's happening, then yes.
Mm-hmm. Do you think most people, when they're watching at home these big events, do they stand up?
I don't think most people do.
I asked our buddy Isaiah, and he said, hell no. Why would I do that?
I don't, like, if someone's home alone, for example, there's no way they're standing up.
I do that. I stood up the other day.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I don't think people do that. You were going to say no. It doesn't make sense. Like,
no, you have to stand up. Or at least to me. I feel like if I see it, like you said, if I'm watching and I see that it's on TV and someone, that I know or don't know is singing, got to stand up, got to respect it. Got to give them props for getting in front of thousands, millions of people and singing their ass off. Hopefully the correct way. All right.
Yeah.
You're listening to Midlife Crisis, the #1 millennial podcast with
just the right amount of overthinking,
where two lifelong friends take on pop culture, sports, and the undefeated father time. Today, episode 48, we'll discuss a woman suing and getting the bag from YouTube and Meta, a crazy Final Four weekend upcoming in college basketball, the newest Kanye West and Fetty Wap drops in hip-hop music, and we debut our new game with a working title of Guess That Year.
And much more.
All right. And much
this
more.
Is episode 48.
48,
Happy
baby. Let's do
year.
It. Happy 1 year anniversary, baby.
We skipped a few weeks, but it is officially a year. I see the note that you had on here. So our pilot dropped March 23rd of last year. Wow, a whole year.
Yeah.
A whole year. We're still doing it. Okay, which is good. Sorry if I disappointed you on the question of the day.
No, it's fine.
All right, let's go. Let's get the episode going.
We're here. We're rocking. It's a beautiful night. Are you tired? Are you good? You feeling all right?
I'm tired. I'm really tired. I'm starting to feel a little burnt out, if I'm being honest. But we're okay. We're doing it.
Pushing through.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what do you think of this story with the woman suing Meta and YouTube for mental health struggles? Her Meta and YouTube had to pay her millions in damages after the jury decided against the social media giants because their platforms hook young users without concern for their well-being. The plaintiff, we don't know her full name, but she's going to go by KGM. She testified at the trial that she became addicted to social media as a child, and that addiction, contributed to her mental health struggles. So what do you think? What are your initial thoughts?
Did we say the number? So it's $3 million that we be paid in damages.
Right.
Which, when you shared this over Instagram DM, my immediate thought was like,
as in that's not enough.
It's just nothing. Like they make. So I looked it up. Facebook makes that in 15 minutes. They make $3 million in like every 15 minutes. So,
okay. But yeah, that's obviously life-changing money for her.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess my point is that it's like a negligible amount of money, in comparison to how big these companies are. I think this is just to set precedent, but, from on the law side, but I'm just wondering where this will go, because in my mind, like, I don't know. I don't really know how I feel about it, to be honest, but I'm just like, of course they made it addicting. That's kind of the point. Like, yeah, every business, like, your goal is to have your customers come back and, like, by any means necessary. That's just business. I'm just curious what this means for other companies long term. Like, you know, if this is the precedent moving forward, can anyone claim
Yeah,
you
that
ruined my life? I'm
life,
using your product.
right? You messed up my life because I was on, you know, your product all day. Obviously, we were not in the jury room or jury deliberations. It says that they discussed for 40 hours, and it says a majority, not every single juror did, but a majority of the jurors agreed and awarded her the $3 million. She says that she began using YouTube at age 6 and then Instagram at age 9. And she told the jury that she was on social media, and this is in quotes, all day long as a child. So lots of questions that we don't know, right? So what were the adults or parents, guardians doing while she was a kid? Like how did it affect her exactly, you know, compared to everybody else that's on the product? So just interesting, I thought it was.
Yeah. Like when do, I mean, in this specific scenario, when do the parents become, like, how much responsibility do they carry? Like what,
Right.
why was this 6-year-old, you know, from 6 to 9, what's
going on?
Why was she on Instagram or Facebook all day or YouTube, whatever?
Yeah.
Why? Like, what were the parents doing? Like, are they just, you know, they don't carry any responsibility in this?
Yeah, part of me
Slippery
wants
slope.
to criticize and almost in a way make fun of, you know, this entire thing because I think it's kind of dumb when you really think about it. But like I said earlier, there's so many questions. We don't know her exact struggles or why they did decide to give her the money.
I think these companies are just so big that they're just trying to create a paper trail for, it's like, okay, if we want to have some sort of hand and control from the legal aspect, there needs to be a history of precedent set. And this is just an example of that. But I mean, $3 million it's like nothing. I mean, I'm not saying it's not a lot of money for a regular individual, but in terms of damages, like the claim being like, you ruined my life, I wasted all my time. Like, it's like, you know, like pennies. Anyway,
I mean, with the U.S. vinyl sales.
U.S. vinyl sales hit $1 billion. That's
With a B.
billion with a B. It's been a while since we tossed the B out there. For the first time since 1983, hit $1 billion. Vinyl has now had nearly 2 decades of continuous growth. Most vinyl buyers also use streaming, so it's not like they only exclusively listen to their record players that they have at home. And it's become more about collecting and the experience than the actual music listening itself. Artists on the music side often make more money from vinyl than streaming platforms because streaming platforms pay nothing. The artists. Physical media is becoming more like merchandise and collectibles than the primary way people listen to music. So my note here, and I guess this could have been my hot take, and I'll just make this my hot take for the episode. I just feel like nowadays with like AI and technology and spending all of our time being addicted, you know, to social media, we spend so much time in this digital space that there's like this craving for nostalgia and just physical goods, things that are more analog. And I see this as a trend. Like I think more of this will happen. I think people are going to want more things that have less tech and that feel more, I don't know,
tangible.
Yeah, just something that's more raw, more. I've been trying to wrap my head around like why this might be. Like, is this like fear of the unknown, fear of the future, you know, rooted deep down emotionally with people, and like looking into the past is kind of like a window into happiness. Like, oh, when I was younger, things were much more simple or whatever. Like there's like this love for nostalgia. I don't know if that's it, but that's kind of where my head goes with it. What do you think?
I think when you have some extra money, and I kind of went through this phase with vinyl during COVID in 2021 when I was just looking for things to get into because I was so bored and needed hobbies. So when I had a little bit of extra money, I was going to the vinyl store and spending, you know, quite a bit of money. But it was worth it because the experience is so fun going home with your 5 new vinyls and unwrapping them, opening them for the first time and seeing the art on the inside and then seeing, oh, is this vinyl going to be looking different in any way? Just even the process of putting the vinyl on the record player and setting the needle up, it just kind of gives you like that brand new toy feel. So I get it. I've stopped buying them because they're so expensive. a brand new vinyl for, the latest Kanye album, Bully, probably around $50, I'm guessing. So I think that's maybe not sustainable for the average person to buy new. But if you can find, old records at Goodwill or at a yard sale, that's like the best thing that you can come up with, I feel like.
Yeah. I do think that there's something about having, like, even on the collecting, if it's collecting things specifically, I still think there's something to things that are detached from modern technology that kind of scratches that itch for people.
Yeah. And it's a part of it, I think, too, is passing down things that you enjoy to your loved ones. So a lot of my records are from my grandma who passed, or from my dad who had extras. And my collection, while it's not the largest, I'm not going to get rid of it, even though I don't use my vinyl player every day, because it is nostalgia, and it is that family core and family values that are important. So,
yeah, my mind. I could talk about this from so many different angles, because I'm not even going to get into it because I'm going to lose you. But just on the whole nostalgia thing, like, I've just been seeing so many trends, like even in like advertising, like how ads are treated to market things. A lot of vintage looking ads or recycled IP. It's just this trend across like different channels of life and media. It just, everything seems to be looking back because the real world is moving so fast into the future. It's almost like a necessary contrast to slow things down.
Do you think also that obviously we're not going to go back to watching VHSs or DVDs because the quality of a Blu-ray or a streaming, 4K, movie is just better. But for vinyl, the quality is maybe even better than you're streaming from YouTube. So I think that's also why, if you want to hear something that's made for, obviously a record player, but just like the way it was intended and the artist is putting it on this physical disc, that still sounds amazing. Vinyl is the way to go. Even when you hear maybe the little mistakes or pops or whatever, for me, when I walk by my vinyl player, it kind of shakes the vinyl player a little bit and messes up. But I'm just like, I don't care. I like it. I want that.
You're adding to my argument here, though.
Yeah.
Like technology, AI, everything is going to this like utopian future of perfection. So it's almost like things that are intentionally imperfect or more human. That's what people want, right? So,
right.
But anyway,
all right. Speaking of music, I like it. I want to hear what you think of Bully, Kanye West's new album that came out. I want to say it came out last Saturday. Because it doesn't, or most music comes out on that Thursday night, 9 p.m. And I was waiting. I was literally on my Spotify at 9 p.m. Thursday night, waiting for Kanye West Bully to drop. And it didn't come out on time. But what'd you think of it? Do you have at least a couple listens?
I've listened to it all the way through at least 3 times. I don't have it memorized to the point where I could tell you, like, oh, this is my favorite song, like, and the title. I'll just like, I have to hear it, and I'm like, oh, that one. That's the one I like. With the exception of Father. I know I like that song. Father and the song with Peso Pluma, Last Breath. I think those are my top 2 from off memory. I'm sure I like other ones too, but I would have to like play them back and listen to them. But overall, I love the album. I think it's really cool that I didn't realize it at first, but Saint, his son, is the cover art, and he has his dad's, his titanium teeth.
Okay, yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah. I did read that he used AI in some ways to finish some of the music, some of the songs. Does that hurt your viewpoint or thoughts about the album?
I don't think so. No. I was just listening to this, I actually forget who the interview was with, but it was music artists speaking about this and how there's like both sides. There's people that ridicule the use of AI technology, and the whole opposing view is you gotta stick to the art form and this and that. And it's like, well, if it's just another form of tech at that point, like, we should have stopped. We should have just stuck to making music off like beating on a like a handmade drum or whatever. Like it's like at some point, where do you draw the line? Like, it's just the creativity just uses a new instrument, and this is now becoming that. It's just another form to get an idea out. Now,
Right.
if it all like just didn't sound like, it still sounds like Ye is what I'm trying to get at. So
Yeah, the creative process still was there. What I read is that he, and this could be a little off base, but he was needing maybe certain ideas to finish some of the songs. So he would use the AI to just, like you said, generate an idea, and then he would go back to the studio and produce kind of like what the AI gave him an idea for. Do you think it sounds finished? Do you think the songs themselves maybe almost sound more like demos versus complete songs? Or is it more of like a complete finished product that has a steady, idea or thought process all the way through?
I did feel that way too, but I've been trying to decide whether or not, or like how I feel about that. Because part of me, and this kind of goes back to the conversation we just had around the vinyl and nostalgia and things being intentionally imperfect. I could see it being intentional, but then I'm also like, maybe it wasn't. Maybe he just rushed it, I don't know if that's the case, because this thing had been announced for a long time.
Right, been released and re-released.
Yeah, and so I don't know. That's the part that I'm like, I need to give it some more listens to see how I really feel.
Yeah, I just thought some of the songs were very short, and I'm not a huge fan of the album itself, but I put it on in the gym a couple times and listened to it, all the way through, and it was okay. Nothing really stood out to me, but I would play it again. Would I go back to it and play it in the car every day? No, but
yeah, I think
better than Donda 2.
Yeah, the first Donda was good though. I mean,
first Donda was okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I need to give it another 2 to 3 listens to really have an opinion, like a stronger opinion.
Okay. All right, you ready for the transition to Fetty Wap?
Yeah, you're the Fetty Wap fan over here.
Is it 2016 again? I was trying to think. This is kind of part of why I want to do this game.
Is this what inspired it? Okay.
Right. When was Fetty Wap popular? When did he go crazy with? Again, is my favorite song by him, but I was listening to him nonstop when I was in China. This is around 2016.
2014, maybe? 2015?
Yeah, it was probably right around that time. Anyway, he has a new album out. New album out. And today I had the day off, so I told myself I got to listen all the way through a couple times. The album is called Xavier, 17 tracks. It was released on Friday, this past Friday. He was released from jail in January, so he got out of jail and just started recording. So it took him a couple months, but he put this out, and I love this album. A lot of summer energy, more R&B than your typical trap. Yeah, more R&B than typical trap vibes that he may have used before, which I think really suits him well. I think you can see the growth, maturity, and it's not the same old, boring hip-hop sound that we've had the past few years, at least in my eyes. It was a breath of fresh air. Did you listen to the first song you said?
I started playing it, but I paused it to give it more attention later on. That way, yeah.
Okay.
I was trying to find a connection to the national anthem from earlier. Real quick, by the way, it was 2015. That's when Trap Queen dropped.
Oh, okay. All right. So there's 17 songs, like I said, and I literally wrote down a review for each song that I'm looking at right now. And I'm thinking to myself, no one wants to hear me go on and on for each song. So I'm going to pick like 3 that I loved. Is that cool?
Yeah, please.
Okay.
I wrote down 17 different line items with notes for each song.
Right.
I love that you're feeling it though.
You can tell I'm on spring break when I'm literally going track by track with Fetty Wap's new album. The opening track is called Right Back to You. And I thought it was a great opener. Kind of hooked me right away. And as I was driving, around today, I wanted to listen to the whole album because of this song. Groovy as hell. Couldn't help but like dance in my truck as I was driving. I already added it to my starred playlist. I think anybody would like this song. It's very easy to listen to, get you in a good mood. So I'd give that song a solid 9 out of 10. The next track was Like a Tailor with Wiz Khalifa. Good song to hang out with. I'm going to give you 3 guesses on what that song is about. The song with Wiz Khalifa. 3 guesses. Weed. Oh, you got it. Crazy. Let's see. Track number 9. It's called Fool for You. and this is the best song on the album. I hope you're looking at my notes for.
Jeff's note says, "Where the fuck did this come from? Oh my god!"
Yeah, my God, GAWD. Where did this come from? Because it starts okay, and let me try and do this song justice. He's singing about a love that he lost and he messed up the relationship. It starts off very slow. It's calm, and I'm serious. The beat progresses just so beautifully, and there's this orchestra that mixes in with like the trap beats and trap snares really well. And then he uses the song Linger by the Cranberries in the hook. Do you know that song?
No, but I know it's a band.
I'm going to sing it. It's like, 'cause baby, you know I'm such a fool for you. You got me wrapped around your finger. So that song is what he uses for his hook on this song. And then the beat drops. And it just goes crazy into like some more traditional rapping from him. But then it goes back to the more melodic, soft, I miss you, I messed up at the end. 10 out of 10. You got to listen to it.
Tension and release. Yep.
Yeah. So that was my favorite. The rest of the album is very solid. I think the back half goes into more like traditional hip hop and rapping sound versus the R&B sound on the front. But yeah, loved it. I think I'm probably give it a solid 8 out of 10 overall for the album, but I'm going to be playing it a lot these couple weeks.
I'll be listening to it this week. I'm good on the Ye project for now.
Right. Okay. What you been watching?
To be honest, I have been watching something that has been out for years in the spirit of looking back for this episode. A whole year of podcasts going on. I started watching Peaky Blinders about 3 weeks ago now? 2 weeks ago? I think I'm on season 5. I could be wrong. But yeah, I've been watching it almost every single day. It's good. I don't know how it took me this long to get hooked. I had tried like 3 different times, watched the first episode, couldn't get into it. And then finally I was like, all right, let me just try to get through 3 episodes and then decide, and it hooked me. So I've been watching it.
I've never seen it, but I've always heard good things, and I know that they made a new movie with it recently.
Yeah, so I guess it's like perfect timing for me.
Okay, nice. Anything else?
No, that's all I've been watching.
Okay, I still have not seen Project Hail Mary yet in theaters, but I asked our corresponding friend / moviegoer boots on the ground correspondent Isaac DeCesare for some thoughts, because he saw it opening week. He said he went on like a Tuesday and that it was a packed theater, packed house, 10 out of 10 experience. And here's his quote right here. It had everything: suspense, visuals, humor, sadness, a great story. The whole theater was locked in for 3 hours. He said it was an experience. So we got to go see it.
For sure. I'll trust Isaac's recommendation over yours. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. So I'm sure you've seen the Harry Potter trailer for the new HBO series coming out later this year. I thought the trailer was awesome. I'm excited for it.
I actually didn't watch the trailer, but I did see that it was announced.
Yeah, you know me, I'm not the biggest Harry Potter fan at all. I don't really like the movies, but I'll be there day one for the new Harry Potter show.
For sure. What other trailer just came out? Oh, the Spider-Man trailer.
Spider-Man, yeah.
Is that even on your list? Maybe it's not. Let's talk about that really quick. What'd you think?
I'm not that excited for it. Is that bad to say? I know.
Yeah.
I don't really care right now.
Okay, hold on. Do you think that you're not excited about it because you're just superhero fatigue mode? Or like,
no, I just don't.
Marvel fatigue?
No, because I'm watching Daredevil new season right now as well. It's not even that. I just don't
like Spider-Man.
I don't think I want to watch the trailers too early. I think it almost kind of like sets me up. It ruins it, but my expectations will go too high, or I'll think about it too much, or I'll just be exposed to too much that I don't want to be exposed to. So I watched it quickly, kind of in the background, and I was like, cool. Like I'll see it for sure when it comes out.
Movie trauma.
Yeah.
Movie trauma is what you're talking about.
What'd you think?
I liked it. Got me excited. But that's just because, ever since I was a little kid, I love Spider-Man. So
yeah, he's your guy.
All right. Cool. All right. Walk me through these other ones.
Okay. Kind of like you said, I was late to the party on this show called Task. I think I recommended it last time on the pod, but I'm still loving it. Mark Ruffalo is great. It's on HBO. It's about these two guys, and one of them is a burglar thief, but he's a good guy and he does something really bad. Then Mark Ruffalo's character has to try and take him down. It's good. And then I'm watching DTF St. Louis as well. Kind of like the number one show on HBO. Our boy, Jason Bateman, is in that one.
I still need to watch this.
It's a banger. It's so good. David
so
Harbour.
Many shows out.
So many shows. And this one is like an hour each episode. The main plot is who killed David Harbour, essentially. You find that out in the first episode. Then you have to think like why, figure out why it happened, who did it. It's great. Great and super weird. Like the three main characters are just freaking odd and it's great. Rooster as well with Steve Carell. Still watching that on Sundays, HBO comedy. So yeah, I've been trying to keep up. I'm on spring break, dude. I got plenty of time. So
okay.
Yeah.
You know what show I forgot about until like this past week? I was thinking, what is it called? Is it My Friends and Neighbors?
Oh yeah, Friends and Neighbors. Yeah, it comes out season 2 pretty soon. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was like,
great
what was that show that I loved, and then I forgot all about it until like this past week. I saw something, someone said something, and it made me think of it, and I was like,
yeah, season 2 is coming out. I think this year, not too far from now. So.
Okay.
What'd you think of this going now into video games a little bit? What'd you think of that new AI that upgrades and upscales the graphics in real time for any game that you're playing, whether it be on PC or, well, probably on PC. But did you see like how it changes the actual graphics to make it more realistic, almost lifelike?
No. You got to send me this.
Okay. It's called NVIDIA DLSS 5. And I have no idea how it works in real time. It makes the graphics of any game. So take the new Resident Evil game and it changes the characters from their original, art forms, which are not perfect by any means. And it makes them into this almost photorealistic version of what it thinks that character would look like if it was a person in real life. Most people don't like this at all. While I think it's safe to say it does look, quote unquote, better objectively, I think it loses a lot of the artistic touch that they were going for. And also, I just don't think it's, maybe what you want to do as a gamer when you're changing the art of the original game that you paid money for or want to play. So it's almost like a slap in the face.
I'm looking at it right now. It's actually pretty crazy.
Right. It is crazy. And I'd be lying if I told you it didn't look good. But I just don't think that it'll catch on because it's not what they intended.
Yeah, I'm looking. Hold on. I'm like fascinated.
Yeah, no, it's really cool. I think I saw gameplay of the Hogwarts Harry Potter game. And then there was the Resident Evil 9 upgrade. Like the main character in that game, her name is Grace. And most people were upset because they said it changed the way she looked so much when using this tech that it's almost ruining the spirit of the character.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know if it makes it look completely different. It just makes everything look a lot more realistic.
Right.
But then again, maybe it's just these examples that I'm looking at. But yeah, it adds so much more detail. What a trip.
Right.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens with that. But most people, from what I was reading, are against it overall. So.
I'll probably use it. All right. I see you have a book recommendation on here.
I'll be fast. So our buddy Isaiah and my class, we read this book called Tuesdays with Maury for our last 2 weeks of freshman English before spring break. And it's nonfiction. It's a memoir. It's one of my favorite books. I read it for the first time when I was in middle school. And have you heard of this book?
Yeah, you told me about it.
Oh, did I talk about it on the podcast already?
I don't know if you talked about it on the podcast, but you definitely shared about the book with me. Cool.
It's just a great book, dude. And like it was written, I think late 90s. The sports writer, he's an author named Mitch Albom. He goes back and he reunites with his old college professor Maury Schwartz after Maury is diagnosed with ALS. And because Mitch at the time is out of a job, he has the time to go every Tuesday back to Maury's house and talk about a certain topic on life as Maury slowly, withers away and eventually dies. And the book comes out of their meetings that they have every Tuesday. That's why it's called Tuesdays with Maury. And I don't know, I think it's just a great book for the freshmen to read because it kind of puts death and life into perspective for them. And these little bite-sized chapters for them to kind of, think about and discuss. And it's not, a downer of a book. I tell them at the beginning, hey, he's going to die. There is no cure for this disease. But he sounded like a great man. There's actually the documentaries and news reports on him on YouTube if you want to go watch those and don't want to read the book. But yeah, just a great book. I'm glad that we read it in class. And I think that if you are looking for a book to get into, that's an easy read. If you haven't read it in a while, I highly recommend it.
Do you think that at age 30, or I guess not, do you think it? Well, this is more of a question for you specifically, but it's a thought that I've had for people in our age group now. Do you start thinking of your own mortality more than you ever did previously in,
for sure.
Or even, yeah.
Yeah, especially when you have certain ACL injuries. And you're just like, damn, this is real. And yeah, I think about it a lot.
Change. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not in a bad way, not where I'm fearing death, every moment, but yeah.
Right. It's just like a reframing of your perspective on what life will look like moving forward.
Right. And you want to make the use of your time in the best way possible with the people you care about. And that's kind of what this book really tries to reinforce. Hey, we're all dying just at a different pace. So you need to live like you're dying and move with purpose. So
right. Maybe we don't binge drink every weekend. Maybe we binge drink every other weekend.
Right. Well, that's a story of Pachanga this past weekend. I'll tell you that right now. We'll get into that later. All right, you ready for sports?
Let's go to sports. Yeah, go.
Okay,
take us through.
Do you want to run through anything before I go on my rant?
No, please take it away. You have so much written down. I'll chime in whenever.
Yeah. I'm going to be fast. I'm going to be totally fast. Baseball is back, big dog. Opening day happened last week. The first game was on Netflix, and I really wanted to tune in and watch the Netflix feed, the Netflix stream, because they have never done baseball before. It wasn't great. They need some work. They had Barry Bonds on the pregame. They had CC Sabathia calling the game for color commentary. You could tell both of them were very nervous. It was almost like us on our first few podcasts where we had no idea what we were doing. So they were definitely had the jitters.
Become hyper self-aware of the camera and the microphone.
Right.
And
Where do I look? What do I say? Oh, I already said that, but I'm saying it again. And so I think it's going to get better with time. It was fun to watch, a full game for the first time in years because I'm not a big baseball guy, like I said. There were probably way too many ads during the game. What I thought was weird is that they're actually interviewing players while they're playing. Have you seen that? So the shortstop. Right.
Really?
So they're playing defense.
And they have the mic on.
They have the mic on, and they're literally watching each pitch be thrown, and they're focused. You have to be. But then they're answering questions from the commentators as they're playing defense. It's crazy. I've never seen that before. I think it started
the only sport that you could do that in, right?
Right. What other sport would that work? But it just makes me think okay, are the managers, coaches cool with this? Do they have to be cool? Is it mandatory or how does this work? The interview that they had for that game, it was great. He was really funny. I forget his name. He was on the Yankees. I think he was their shortstop. But you could tell every pitch he's getting ready to move if needed. But he's also having fun banter with the commentators. So really interesting.
I think I've seen an example of this. Is it the Dodgers shortstop? There's one clip that I saw where he's mid question. He's like, oh, hold on, I gotta get this, and he makes this crazy ass play.
Right.
I forget what player it is, but you know what I'm talking about? Have you seen
was
that
it
clip?
Mookie Betts?
I don't know. It wasn't Mookie Betts. It was it's Puerto Rican or he was Dominican. He was Dominican.
It's just it's cool,
Anyway,
and you can do
whatever.
this. You can do
it
this
is
during
pretty
the
cool.
regular season when you have 162 games. I think the playoffs is a little different. At least that's how I would feel as a coach. But anyway, the new season's off to a great start. They have that new ABS system where you can challenge a ball or a strike that's called by the umpire, and you get 2 challenges that you can use over and over again if you're getting them right. But if you miss on the 2, then you have no more. So a lot of umpires are kind of not getting exposed. That's the wrong term to use, but they're making a bad call. And then the catcher or the batter or the pitcher taps their head and they want to review. And then clearly you can see that the umpire missed the call, but they do it so fast. So the game is moving quickly. So that's a great change, I think. What do you think?
What's the point of the umpire?
Well, I guess that's a good question. You could just not have them there, but in the spirit of the game, I think the umpire is still, 95% of the time making the right call, and it is quicker. I think.
I don't know. Seems inefficient to me.
You're probably right. Maybe eventually they're not even there either.
You know what?
So
Why have MLB players? Like, let's just have robots up there.
Oh gosh.
Jokes.
No, we need
jokes.
players. I know.
For those that
the
can't
Final
tell
Four
that
is set.
Not being serious. Sometimes I feel like people probably listen to our podcast and they're like, "This guy Adrian," and it's like they have no clue that I'm like obviously trolling. But anyway,
you're a professional troll. We'll get into that later too.
Yeah.
So did you watch? I sent you this clip probably 100 times this week. The Final Four is set. We have Michigan. We have Arizona. We have Illinois.
Are you getting excited right there? You said that a little slow.
Oh, no. I'm excited. And we have UConn. And the UConn Duke game was crazy. And the moment, the shot everybody's talking about, the kid's name is Mullins, I believe. Duke's up by 2 with the ball, 10 seconds left.
They were up 15 at the half.
They're up big at half. I thought it was over. Right.
15, yeah.
I texted a few people saying, I could be playing on this UConn team right now with a torn ACL, and I'd be playing better than they are. It was terrible to watch.
They heard you.
And Dan Hurley, the coach, and the players obviously heard me talking shit because they turned it up. So I was glancing down at my phone because like I said, I thought the game was over. Then it was cut to 10, cut to 8, and then all of a sudden, like but the worst part, I missed the actual buzzer beater last shot because I was playing a stupid video game like an idiot. But it was crazy. Duke's up 2 with 10 seconds left. All they have to do is just take the foul, go shoot free throws, and the game's over. They win by 4. But their point guard, Caden Boozer, who played a great game, makes a bad pass, gets stolen at half court, a couple passes later, and that guy, Mullins, I think I'm saying his name right, just hits absolutely nothing but net to win by 1.
You know who he hit the shot on?
The Duke guard, I think his name is Isaiah Evans.
I think
the guy that he shot over to make the game-winning shot.
Yeah.
On Duke, I think it was Isaiah Evans, but I could be wrong.
Because the thing is, the irony is that the
get a hand up
player's name, and that's what it is. Get a hand up. So you did see this, yeah? His Instagram handle is get a hand up. So everyone's on his Instagram dropping comments like, should have got that hand up.
What? And that's. I think they're wrong. I think they're idiots for saying that because this dude was so far out.
He couldn't have done anything.
Right. A hand up from where he was as well wouldn't have done much. Should he have tried? Obviously, yes. But I'm not blaming him, or no one should be blaming him at all for the UConn player making that. It was like a logo 3. It was almost a half court.
Yeah.
Did you see? Well, yeah, he should have just taken the foul. It was a dumb throw, but he also had 2 guys, by his basket that were just, unguarded. Essentially, it would be an easy dunk. The game's over as well. But he tried to go high instead of going low for a bounce pass, and just crazy. Did you see Dan Hurley, the UConn coach, at the end?
How he hit or gave a little forehead bump to the ref?
Yeah. And everyone's thinking like, oh, all the Duke fans that are upset that should have been a foul. Like, where's the technical? And I heard Dan Hurley on a podcast today, and he's crazy. He's awesome, but he's the most intense guy on the court. And he thought the ref, because they're buddies, he thought the ref was coming over to give him like a chest bump. Yeah. He thought the ref was coming over to celebrate with him. And you can kind of see the smile in Dan Hurley's eyes. Like he's almost like trying to congratulate, the ref as well. Not because of anything nefarious, but it's just, it's awesome. It was so cool. So Michigan plays Arizona on Saturday. I have Arizona winning that game, even though I am a Michigan fan. I think Arizona's the best team, but the spread is like 1.5. It keeps changing. It should be a barn burner. So I'm excited. And then Illinois, UConn, who knows? Illinois is also kind of out of the radar still. Not many people are giving them a chance, I think. So crazy. What do you got on Tiger, big dog?
Not much. Okay, obviously we've all seen what the events that occurred this past week with Tiger crashing again, which is, I thought it was like a fake post or something at first, just because, the last news that was him crashing is when he drove his car off the cliff, right?
Yes.
And even that wasn't that, I don't know. What was it now? Like 5 years ago that it happened?
I think it was after he won the Masters in 2019. Yeah, a few years ago. That should have been on our list for our game later.
It should have been. Would have been a good. I would have guessed that one though. Anyway, they found drugs in his pocket, bloodshot eyes, and the most recent update is that he released a statement basically saying that he's going to take a break from golf and focus on his health. I'm just like, dang, dude, like what's going on? Clearly there must be a lot of demons in his life, because it's too much at this point, don't you think?
Right. And the amount of surgeries and how bad his body is and will be, it doesn't excuse the behavior or the lack of having a driver or getting around safely. So I'm glad, nobody got hurt, obviously.
First and foremost, yes.
Right. You hope that he figures it out for him, for his family. I don't know whether or not to laugh at, like, I like what you said, and you were right, that people are gonna not excuse what he's doing, but almost like make it, like, memeify it. Like, have you seen the shirts with his mugshot on it and stuff like that? So I feel like he's Tiger Woods. He's the greatest of all time and always will be in golf for many people. So I just wonder if, like, not everyone's taking it as seriously as they should. I don't know.
I don't think so. And this is what we talked about, right? When we hung out this past Friday, because that's when the news came out that he had gotten into an accident. And I said, yeah, like, his legacy, he's a legend. He's a living legend, and his legacy is so big that people are going to root for him no matter what, even as these, like, really crazy and honestly stupid things happen. And I think that's where our conversation led to, is like, the only thing that would change this, God forbid, like, someone else gets hurt, right? Then, but yeah, I don't know. I think, I don't know, man. Hopefully he just has, like, good people in his personal life. Like,
we're still rooting for him. I'm still rooting for him, because you want the best for the man, not even just the golfer. So.
Right. Anyway, all right, let's move on.
All right. I watched the McDonald's All-American game tonight, basketball for the ladies, because I wanted to watch our old coach, Deshaun Bryant's daughter, Sydney Bryant, play from Centennial. So that was pretty cool. She's going to Kansas on a full ride. So that family's doing well. Good for them. Props. Big props.
Yep.
Jaden Ivey, really quickly, cut from the Bulls for his comments. This one, the only thing I really want to say about this, because there's lots going out there, is that I loved what the coach of the Patriots said.
Let's add some context, though, for, like, anyone listening that doesn't know what this is about.
Okay, so Jaden Ivey, he's a basketball player. He made some, I would say, uninclusive comments towards the LGBTQ community based on his religious faith. And
which kind of essentially him saying that he didn't agree with the NBA or the Bulls having things like Pride Night.
Right. Right. And he talked about that. He kind of went off on Steph Curry a little bit. He talked about how he got upset with the NBA playing certain songs before games. with teammates and media members, having sex before marriage. It was a lot of stuff, a lot of out there comments.
Yeah,
So
he literally
released,
would ask members of the media team.
Right.
Anyway.
And it seems like he had been kind of trending in this direction for, a period of time. So they released him, and then he was upset. Like, why did I get released? It wasn't because of my play. It was because of what I said. So all I'll really say, my thoughts on this, other athletes came and said comments, maybe like supporting, sticking up for Jaden Ivey's right to share his religion. And Mike Vrabel, coach of the Patriots, his player, Travion Henderson, who's now a sophomore running back for the Pats, Mike Vrabel said that I want my players to be comfortable and proud of their beliefs, and they should feel like their spirituality and their backgrounds matter, and they should be able to share those. But he also said that he wants his players to be educated on these types of topics and inclusive to everybody as well, while being proud and sharing their beliefs. So I just thought that Mike Vrabel handled it perfectly, and I totally agree with what he said.
Yeah, I think a lot of the conversation online is people saying like, "Oh, freedom of speech doesn't exist anymore," where true freedom of speech would also allow for other groups to have, their room to exist, right? So which is essentially what Coach is saying. Cool. All right, let's keep going.
Let's just move into hot takes, observations. Everything else on sports is kind of last week's news.
All right.
What you got for me?
Start this one off too.
So I don't know why I thought of this when it kind of tied into my opening question of the day. So at every school during announcements, maybe not every school, at the high schools that I've been at, subbed at, worked at, you always do the Pledge of Allegiance during, third period or second period, whatever, where everyone stands up, or you're supposed to stand up, look at the flag, put your hand over your heart, and recite, or just, be quiet for the pledge. Now, I think that this is dated. I think that doing the Pledge of Allegiance every day in public high school, middle school, elementary school is somewhat dated. And I think we should change it to the national anthem, because I think that the national anthem means more to me, maybe not to everybody, and I think it just has maybe more of a sense of community and just the values that American pride that we want to push going forward when compared to the pledge. Now, the Pledge of Allegiance is shorter than the national anthem. So the national anthem would take probably twice as long, but I'd be down for it. I don't know. What do you think?
I've had this thought before as well. And I had this thought recently because I went to drop off Cairo, and he's at TK, and I was late. So he goes through the office, and like, how, I don't know if they do this at your school, but they will usually have a student over the intercom doing the Pledge of Allegiance, like leading everyone. And obviously all the kids are in the classes standing up, facing the flag, etc. Like how we all remember basically doing it. And the thought that I had as I was walking back to my car was, oh, A, they still do this, right? And then B, I was like, how confusing for a kid, like not knowing what they're pledging to or for, right? So then I thought, like, I'm proud to be American, right? And I do think that just on a general cultural observation, maybe not everyone, people have lost as a general observation across culture, people have kind of lost like this sense of what it means to be American in comparison to the past. So yeah, I do agree with you there. Like it would be more useful in instilling pride in what it means to be American, as opposed to just skipping straight to pledging. Because I mean, it's very much like, I don't know when it first. Well, let's look that up. Actually, I'm curious. Can you look it up really quick?
The pledge or the national anthem?
When did the Pledge of Allegiance start? When did people start saying the Pledge of Allegiance every morning in public schools? Because I imagine that it was tied to literally pledging your allegiance to the United States, and maybe it was like during war times, things like that. But yeah, I do feel like in like modern day, especially now, some sort of like opportunity to build pride, you know, in what it means to be an American would be more helpful and beneficial.
It says the pledge was written in 1892 to commemorate the 400th anniversary of Columbus's first voyage to the Americas. I can't find exactly when in schools it was mandated. Okay. I need to look it up a little bit longer.
That's right. But that's my thought, right? And I mean, it would make sense to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with you.
So just a thought that I had, you know, this past week. Anything for you?
Same time, on the flip side, you would get tired of hearing that song over and over again.
Yeah,
like
maybe
any other
that's
song, right?
Exactly. Maybe that would almost devalue how much we love the national anthem, because you only hear it for big events, right?
Yeah.
So, all right, what you got?
Wait, one last thing on it too. With like World Cup coming up, and you know, what is it, 2028 for the Olympics?
The Olympics, yeah.
Yeah, something that I've always admired. Other countries have so much pride when it comes to their national anthem.
They all sing,
and it's like they're not even singing though. It's like a roar.
Oh yeah,
right. And I just feel like like we don't match that energy. So
yeah,
just another note on why it could make sense. But anyway, all right, now we can move on. What hurts this week and what feels good, Jeff?
You want to go first, or you want me to go?
I'll go first with this one.
Okay.
All right. So what hurts this week? So Friday we hung out, me, you, and our friend Isaiah. Nice little visit out to Temecula, and you know, the whole agenda for the night with the boys, hang out. I finished a little bit of work, started having some beers with the boys, and then we walked over to the casino. Well, actually, we got dropped off. We walked back, but anyway, we go to the casino, and originally the plan was like, all right, $200. That's what I'm going to play with. We'll figure it out from there. Had some more drinks, started playing some blackjack. We were up. We were good. But then it was still early. So we continued to walk around the casino, just people watch, see what other games are going on. And then I'm like, you know what? Let's keep playing blackjack. Let's go back. Fast forward quite a few more Coors Lights in. We go back to sit down at a similar blackjack table to where we were at originally. And it's me and Jeff, Isaiah, and the furthest left chair, there's a guy, there's a gap between him, and then there's another guy, and then the other chairs are open. So then Jeff, Isaiah sit on the right side of the table. I sit in between the two guys. So we start playing a few hands and having a good time. You know,
his name was Pat. I remember.
I forget their names for obvious reasons. Winning some, losing some, you know, making small talk with the guys. Like, I don't play blackjack that much, so I'm doing the whole, what does the book say? They're giving me some tips. The dealer's giving some tips. You know, I'm just having a good time. Losing a little more than I would have wanted to by this point. And then I don't even know how this got brought up, but my brain, something happened. It was the other guy. The other guy starts talking to me like, say it. Say some random things, Adrian. Just say it. Just throw in a wrench into this lovely evening with the boys. So out of nowhere, right, all having a good time, I look at the guys that I just made friends with, and I point to Jeff, and I'm like, and then I look back at them and I'm like, hey, can you guys believe that this guy hates Kobe Bryant?
Mm-hmm. and they are flabbergasted.
And then immediately, like, the look on their face just completely changes. And this is an out of left field statement. No context setting it up, nothing. We weren't even talking about basketball. Actually, maybe we were. Maybe that's what it was.
They started yelling at me.
Yeah, immediately they're like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Yeah. Mind you, I mean, we're all kind of being playful, but it was pretty.
We're clearly the loudest table in Pachanga at this moment, and they're all yelling, and I should have leaned into it. I should have been like, yeah, I do hate Kobe, and here's why. But I got a little embarrassed. I was like, no, I don't hate him. He's fine. He's dead. I respect him. I love him.
Yeah. I mean, first of all, rest in peace, Kobe. But it was just like the most random moment. I don't even know why I said it. And I was just like, wow, this is just a lesson in, like, if there is one thing that you can say to get people to turn on you, it's this. This is what it is. So, and then every, like, you know, like, things would settle down. We would keep playing, whatever. And then out of nowhere, I would just be like, Can you believe this guy doesn't like Kobe Bryant?
It was funny. It was a good running joke. And by the end of the night, we were good friends with the two guys as well.
Yeah.
So it was fun.
Yeah.
You lost more than I did, but we had a good time. My knee was killing me on the walk back, I will say.
Yeah. So that's right. So my what hurts is obviously the money that I lost. But it was a funny story now. The running joke.
Right.
Can you believe this guy hates Kobe?
Yeah.
I'm the master troll.
You are. You are a great troll.
I'll do my what feels good. Two what feels good. I'll start with the smaller. I got a new phone finally after years. I can't even tell you when. This should be on the guest too. The last iPhone that I had was the iPhone 12, and that thing we were holding on for dear life. And it's actually funny because this thing has a case. I actually didn't do this intentionally, but I actually have it in this drawer. Perfect. Look, I took the case off of my phone. And I think subconsciously it was to hopefully drop it, to have an excuse to get a new one. But I kept this thing pristine and, nice all the way through.
iPhone 12 released in 2020.
Okay. Also, that's not that long.
Yeah, you made it sound like you'd had it for 10 years.
I mean, I'm just going off the numbers. You would think,
Well, 12 17 is now.
17.
And 12, that's 5 years, dude.
Whatever, brother. Why do they release one every single year? They're not that different. That People just seems anyway. Got a new phone. Feel good about that. And then the other piece of what feels good this week is just being good at my job. There's been some small comments here and there at work, just getting props or kudos, thanks for being on top of this or whatever. Even today, there's an agency that I'm working with. For context, here we go. Ready? For context.
That's the first one. It's a new record.
As a reminder, or for those that might be listening and are just like, what the hell does this guy do? I work in creative marketing. So part of my job right now is managing relationships with an outside agency that's doing work for us. And just today, they were just giving props on how much organization and information I provide to make the job and the work easier. So I'm just like, fuck yeah. Yeah. So
doing a good job.
That's it.
Nice.
All right. Let's hear yours.
What feels good? We're on spring break for the rest of this week and last week. So 2 weeks off has been great. Haven't done much because I still have a torn ACL and that surgery won't get done until the summertime. So just kind of biding my time until then. Doctor cleared me to walk on it and everything. It's still a little swollen. I've been trying to go to the gym and do as much as I can with it. But I don't want to go too quickly and do anything crazy.
Make it worse.
So, yeah. But I am, I'm fine, at the moment. Once the surgery happens, that will be more of a recovery for, a few months. But for now, I'm walking the dog. I just can't do anything crazy. My leg did give out to me an hour ago, or did give out on me about an hour ago walking into this room. And that was the first time because I had been icing it for about an hour and a half. So I think I kind of lost sensation and I almost fell. But besides that, we're good to go. It's fine.
Damn.
Yeah.
Careful, man. Yeah, so that's scary.
Yeah, but we're good. Everything else is great.
You'll be good. You'll be good. We'll bounce back.
Right.
All right.
Ready? Guess that year.
All right. So as a reminder, we're going to do this game. Jeff put down 10 different things and it's just cultural events. It could be sports. It could be tech. It could be movies, whatever. He guessed, he picked 10 and he tried to guess the year on when each occurred blindly. And then he tested or checked when they actually came out. I'm doing a terrible job at explaining this. When they actually came out to see which ones he got correct out of the 10. And then I picked 10 on my own and did the same. And we are going to guess each other's and just run through the list for fun in honor of looking back, because this is our 1 year, practically anniversary as of last week, at least, of running this podcast. So that was a very long explanation. Huh?
Can we put money on this?
On who gets more right?
Yes.
No, because I already told you how many I got right from mine.
Doesn't matter. We'll see how many I get right on yours as well.
$5.
$5. Okay.
I already lost enough money, bro.
All right. I'll go first. I'm going to give you my event and I'm going to give you my guess and then I'll let you guess and I'll tell you what the actual year is. Okay. First one. The release date of the OG Spider-Man film with Tobey Maguire. I guess.
Hold on. No. Let me guess this first, and then you can tell me.
Oh, okay.
Because this is your list, right?
Yes.
So then let me guess the year first. Okay, the release of the OG Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna go 2006.
Oh, 2006. Okay, I guessed 2001. The correct year, 2002.
Oh,
we both missed that one. Yeah, you were way
super
off.
late.
I like fiercely remember going to see this in theaters, and it was after the OG X-Men came out, and that one was in 2000. So I thought 2001. Anyway, number 2, the Harlem Shake, the craze and the cultural dance, the Harlem Shake. What's your guess?
2011.
2011 is your guess. I guessed 2012. Actual year 2013.
The fuck?
We're over 2. That's crazy.
All
Number
right.
3. Michael Jordan retires from the Bulls for the first time. What's your guess?
Damn, I can't remember this. I wouldn't know. I'm gonna say 92.
Oh, I guessed 97. Correct year 93. We're so close. Number 4, the Friends TV show series finale.
I never watched this. I'll give
but everybody was watching.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna go 99.
Oh, I guess 2000. We were both way off. This is 2004.
Damn, they stretched that thing out.
They did. I remember watching this when it aired because it was so big. Everybody was watching the finale of Friends. All right, so we're over 4 on our first 4. That's totally fine.
Are we so terrible?
You got this one. Number 5 on my list. Kobe Bryant scores 60 points in his last game.
This is 2017.
Final answer?
No. Yeah, 2017.
2016. I got that one right.
Fuck.
Yeah. Because we were in college, dude. It was senior year of college.
Okay.
You know what? Maybe I need to check that. No, it was 2016 because we graduated 2016. Next one, number 6. The PS1, the PlayStation 1 from Sony is released. What year is that?
This is going to be 95.
Oh,
no.
I also
No. I'm going to go 96.
Oh, I also guessed 95. It was 94. So we both got that one wrong. It was, so I almost wanted to give myself partial credit on this one because it released December 3rd, 1994 in Japan and then everywhere else in 1995. But I'm not going to give myself the point. Number 7, Brock Lesnar, WrestleMania, defeats The Undertaker and beats the streak. The Undertaker's undefeated streak is over in WrestleMania. What year?
Oh my God. I don't know. I'm gonna give a random guess. I'm going to say 2010.
Oh, no. I guessed 2017. I was wrong. It was 2014. Next, the Yankees choke the Boston Red Sox in the ALCS after being up 3-0. What year was that?
I don't know, dude. I don't know baseball like that. Give me a hint for this one. Like, is this like how are we really little or are we teenagers?
We're in grade school, like the middle of elementary school.
2006.
Oh, good try. 2004. I did get that one right. That was huge. So I've got 2 correct. Last 2 for me. The Oscars slap. The slap heard round the world. Will Smith smacking Chris Rock upside the head.
2022.
Nice. We both got that one. 2022. Very nice. So you got one. And then
Finally.
Last one for me. The first iPhone. When is the first iPhone released?
2002.
02?
Actually, I don't know. Yeah.
I
No?
guess 2008. It was actually 2007. I missed that one as well.
Damn.
Okay, so after my list, I got 3 points. Currently, you have 1. I don't know. That was weird.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
I remember like in middle school having the... Anyway, okay.
So it's 3-1 after my list.
Okay. All right, we're going to go my list.
Yep.
Okay, so first item. When did Instagram launch?
2008.
Hold on, let me open this in another tab. So 2008, you said?
Yes.
That is incorrect.
What year was it?
2010, which I got correct.
Oh, really? Okay.
All right. Kanye
You got that one?
interrupts Taylor. Yeah, I got that one right. Kanye interrupts Taylor Swift at the VMAs.
Oh, great moment. I'm going to guess 2010.
Ooh, close, but no cigar. It's 2009. My guess was 2011. So we were both off by a year.
Okay.
All right. Coachella becomes a major influencer event.
How is that? How do you pick a year on that?
It hits mainstream.
Okay. So like the year at Coachella started?
No, that wasn't a major influencer event back then.
Oh my God. Okay. So this one is totally subjective.
No, it's not.
Okay. I'm going to guess.
That's when they started doing like the branded parties out, in the perimeter of the festival.
I'll guess 2009.
No, too early.
What was it?
2014.
Oh, okay. Did you get it right?
I wrote down 2014 and then I scratched it out and I put 2015. So I got it wrong.
Yes.
Okay. Podcasts become mainstream popular. 2018. Good.
Did I
got this one wrong. Yeah. I overestimated. At first I started later and then I was like, it was probably earlier. And I put down 2014, but yeah, it's 2018.
Okay.
All right. Tesla releases first popular electric car, Model S.
Oh, nice. I'm gonna go earlier than you would think. I'm gonna go like 2007.
Oh, that's really early. No, 2012.
No.
I put down 2015. I don't know why it's so late, but White Claw becomes huge.
Oh, nice one. When were White Claws popular? This is like late college, or maybe early college. I'm gonna go 2012.
I put down 2016. And we were both wrong. The correct answer is 2019, which makes no sense. I feel like we were drinking it way before, but
yeah, that's not a good one. Okay, keep going.
Okay. Uber launches.
Ooh, when did Uber start? Okay. Uber started in 2014.
No, I put down 2010 and I was off by 1 year. It was 2009.
Oh, early. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Spotify launches in the US.
In the US.
Mm-hmm.
Spotify. Okay, so I had Spotify.
I got this one right.
I had Spotify freshman year of college. So it's before 2012. I'm going to guess 2009.
Good guess, but you're wrong. 2011. This is the one I got. This is another one I got right. Okay. Netflix starts streaming. So this is not DVDs.
Before the DVDs. Streaming. Yeah. Okay. Good one. 2010.
What did I put down for this one? I put down 2015. I don't know why I did so late. It's 2007.
2007. 07?
I know.
We had streaming apps in 07?
I don't think it was an app. I think you could just stream off online. It was the website. I know it's kind of a tricky one, but
okay.
Because I do remember like some ugly website interface from back in the day. But anyway,
did you have Netflix when you got the DVDs?
No, I knew that it existed, but I never tried it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Drake releases "Take Care."
Oh, you're gonna get this one right.
I was wrong,
Ooh.
which is stupid. I was off by a year, but
I think it's 2010.
that was my guess.
And I was
It's
wrong?
2011.
Is it 09?
Yeah.
Oh, it's
2011.
2011.
Yeah,
Wow.
my guess was 2010 also.
Damn it. Okay.
Yeah, we suck. All right.
Is that
this
your last
fun,
one?
though. Yeah, that was my last one.
Okay. Nice. Guess that year.
Guess that year. We suck
Cool.
at guessing.
Wait, so I got 3 right on my list. How many did I get on your list?
I wasn't keeping track.
Oh.
I think you got 2, right?
I only got 1.
Okay. Whatever.
So 4. I got 4 right.
Yeah.
You got 1 right on my list.
All right.
So you owe me $5. All right. That was our episode. Midlife Crisis, the 1-year anniversary, the podcast anniversary. Thanks for a good year of podcasts and Big Dog. Thanks for hanging out with us. If you're here, we appreciate it. We look forward to another year, many more years of good laughs, good fun, good guests, all the above. Let's have a great week.
Yep. And can you believe this guy doesn't like Kobe Bryant?
Can you believe this guy doesn't like Kobe?
All right. Let's have a good week.
All right. Bye.
All right. See ya.
I got to stop it, huh?
Yeah.